All right, guys, we're gonna get started. It's getting late. I guess. 10:05. I'm glad the snow didn't keep anybody away. The fake snow. I was so hard to believe, right? When you have like a beautiful few days, a beautiful weekend, and then someone says it's gonna snow, and you're like, no, my body has adjusted to warm weather and this and longer days and all the beautiful stuff that comes with spring and summer. So
Just take a couple days ago.
that's what I just said. It was beautiful. It was amazing. So my body has adjusted. So anyway, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming in today. I have a lot of information to share with you. Don't mind my brain. It's not functioning at 100%. It's probably at 50% today. So just bear with me.
Since you're not on Zoom anymore, you gotta speak up.
I gotta scream.
We can't mute them.
You can't. You can't mute me. Is that what you're saying?
We can't mute other.
Oh, other people. Oh, you mean my background noise has to stop. Now I understand what you're saying. All right, so welcome. It's already March 9th. I was just thinking literally this Friday. I think 3 weeks from this Friday is April 1st already. I mean, that's how quickly time is going. It's just amazing, right? Amazing. So time is going much quicker than we are. Or we'd like to anyway. So when you focus on problems, you'll have more problems. When you focus on possibilities, you'll have more opportunities. And that's the truth, right? Everything is our mindset. We talk about that since the beginning of January. Our mindset is everything, especially in this market and the way we do our business every single day, when we wake up, how we think about how our day is going to go. So remember, it's really, really important to have a positive mindset. I know this is a challenging market, but we've been through challenging markets before and we've gotten through them, right? You guys, a lot of you, as I look out, have been in the business a long time. So you already know what to expect. And maybe that's worse, right? Maybe that's the problem, but it's going to be, better days will come, and it is all about our businesses ups and downs. So I wanted to congratulate Phyllis for our listing. For anybody who was not there last week or does not know why we're all laughing and excited, it was because last week White Grid is doing a company-wide list off. And the purpose is for everybody to be practicing their listing presentation, because it's more important than ever now when listings are sparse, if you get an opportunity to make sure you go in with guns blazing and know exactly what your value proposition is, right? So it's about practicing your listing presentation. So that's what it was about. And then one person from each office gets to move on to the regional competition, which is next week, I believe, 24th or 2 weeks. It's at our regional meeting, and then one winner from there will go before, I think it's like 6 regions, so like 6 people on the final list off, and that person who wins that gets $5,000, right? So it is a big deal, right?
Gonna bring it home.
Phil's gonna bring it home.
Yeah.
So last week, Eric was practicing and practicing and practicing. He was so excited about it. He had come up with some great new slides and some great new information about slowing down the market for a seller, which was really great, right? He compared it to Sunday gravy. You make Sunday gravy with meatballs and sausage, and it goes on the stove early in the morning, and it simmers all day long, right? So that was how he made it relevant to the seller, and it was a great dialogue. And then Phyllis, Eric walks around to everybody and says, why aren't you doing it, Catherine? Why aren't you doing it, Kelly? Why aren't you doing it, and walks around everybody trying to get everybody to do it. So Phyllis says, okay, I'll do it. So Phyllis just sits down, picks open houses, does a great job. And then right before she finished, she said, wait, I just want to read a testimonial from one of my clients. So she opens this card. Well, it looks like a card. Okay, we don't know what it is because everything moves so fast. She opens it up. She goes about 5-10 minutes from this client, giving a great testimonial on how wonderful job she did and how his homelessness before and her pledge of service and all of that. Now I can see, because I'm standing behind the counter, and Eric can see, but nobody else knows that the card that she's reading is absolutely blank. There is nothing in it. And I'm sitting there going, oh my God, this is hysterical. So she finishes, everybody's like mesmerized, staring at her, watching everything she said, like literally, it was just like this amazing testimonial, right? Everybody's mesmerized. And she finishes, and everybody's clapping, and Tabitha jumps up, and she's like, give me that, give me that. Because, and I think Tabitha is calling her out, but Tabitha really is like, wow, that was so
I
amazing.
asked for it because I was gonna use the letter.
It just says that.
That's why I asked for it.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Yeah. So,
I'm serious, I was gonna use the letter. It doesn't matter, we've all experienced the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
We are together.
yeah,
So, dear Tabitha.
so dear Tabitha, so she goes to Phyllis, Phyllis hands her a blank piece of paper, and Tabitha looks at it and realizes at that moment that, oh my God, that was like an Academy Award performance,
It was.
and just starts screaming and laughing and running around, like swinging this paper, and no one else still was like, what the hell is going on? Like, it was that
I'm like, it's a blank piece of paper.
funny.
She read it like she was reading something.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
did.
It was crazy. So it was a lot of fun. I don't think I've left that hard in this office since prior to 2021. Honestly, it was such a great day. It really was. We had so much fun with that. So anyway, congratulations, Phyllis. I think Phyllis in the next 2 weeks should do her present or whatever portion she's gonna do to every person in here, and then she could tweak it so that she has it down pat by the time
This
she
will
goes.
tell you I'm gonna take you to the championship. She's gonna write everything out, but they're really gonna be reading a letter, right? No, I'm gonna do the same thing.
And actually, that card that she opened up, I found out later on, was a painting chart. It was a painting chart. She left it on the counter. It was like different color paints, a small painting chart that was like folded.
This was when I was just submitted, and I said, okay, I just grabbed whatever I had.
You can't make this stuff up, guys. Savannah, that could be a chapter in your book, please. So Savannah's writing a book, by the way. So every time you guys come to her, just beware. She's writing it in her memory. So just some office training and events that are coming up as reminders. Tomorrow is headshots here in corporate headquarters. He does two, one 3/4 shot and one headshot. It's $50. He's here between 1 and 2. So just come here. There's no appointment necessary. Obviously, if he has to stay later, he will. But get here by 1, 1:15, 1:30 the latest. Cash check or Venmo only. So anyone who needs to update their headshots, I'm definitely updating my headshots. I can't look at mine anymore. Week 3 of my Wicker training is this Monday, March 14th at 1 o'clock. And the topics: create Facebook business page, connecting core listing machine to Facebook and LinkedIn, and generating QR codes for flyers, which is really important. Everybody, I know that if you're like me, every minute you're taking out your phone to scan a QR code. So that's really important. That's Monday at 1, and that is hybrid. It's still in person and via Zoom. Our awards meeting. So Anthony Rosamilia is not here today because he is at the Albany's awards meeting, which is being held. Their regional awards meeting is being held this morning. Ours is being held next Thursday, St. Patty's Day, 9:30 a.m. networking. I mean, that's really in the office, right? And then the Zoom call starts from 10 to 12. And then following that, we're going to have our potluck luncheon here in the office. Okay, so that's next Thursday, March 17th for St. Patty's Day.
We're green.
We're green. Yes, I'm sorry, Lori. Lori wants us all to dress like little leprechauns. Yeah, I was gonna say shamrocks. I don't know how to dress like shamrocks. She wants us all to dress like leprechauns. So everybody bring a dish. I'll be supplying corned beef, cabbage, and what else is that? It's and potatoes and soda bread. Yes, that. And then everybody else bring a dish or dessert or an appetizer or something to accompany that. So it'll be following our our awards meeting next week. And then our new agent appreciation is Wednesday, March 22nd. So what's today, the 9th? So I guess it's 2 weeks from today. 5:30 to 7 p.m. It's to welcome our new agents. I know a lot of when you guys come in, you say, I don't know the new agents, I haven't seen them, I see a lot of new faces around, it's a great way for you to meet the new agents that are here, okay? Get to know them, so everybody's invited, but I expect the new agents and their mentees, mentors here as well, okay? And that's for like the last 2 years, basically, just because we haven't done this in the last 2 years since COVID hit. So we'll have wine and cheese, and it's a lot of fun, it really is. We've done it in the past. And then our March MTS workshop, it's a 3rd-part series. It is Thursday, March 24th, 9 a.m. to 12, 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. Remember, they do 2 follow-up your leads. That's actually the date of the award, or my manager's meeting. I will not be here that day. Who was the special guest speaker last time? Oh, Rama. She's awesome.
The CE credits, were they the 24th and 25th, or is that recent?
No, I think you're right.
No, it is, you're right, yeah, it's March 24th, 25th, yeah.
Okay,
Did you sign up for them?
I'm going to, but
Okay.
is it going to be on?
No, it's in person. It's in,
here?
yes, I believe it's up front in like the university.
Okay.
So this first 12 CE credit class is coming up March 23rd, or March 24th and March 25th.
Friday.
Yep, and it's going to be, you have to sign up. I've sent out the link, I sent out the email. You can go on to www.schools.ofrealestate.com to sign up. So they'll be hosting now the Ethical Agent 12 CE credit class, which covers your fair housing, your ethics, everything that you need for next year's CE credits. Just so you know, that's coming up, and I'm sure they'll continue to do that throughout the year. So just some information I wanted to go over with the market and the company moving forward. So just a recap of 2021. I know we do a lot of recaps of 2021, but I think as we get into this new year, we get more information all the time, right? So more information is provided to us. So I don't know if you realize this, but NAR. So if you go on to, obviously NCJR is our local board. NAR is the national board, right? You go on to there, there's a lot of great resources. It's all on a national level, it's on a local level like NCJR, but you still get a lot of information. So every year they put out a profile of home buyers and sellers from the previous year. And it's a lot of good information to share with you. So it's the 40th anniversary edition this year. So just to give you a comparison, from 1981, or in the year of 1981 and the year of 2021, okay? So I gotta get closer to here, I can't see, sorry. Get over here. See if I can read it, okay. So first time home buyers, in 1981, there were 44% compared to 34% today, okay? Age of first time home buyers, it was 29 back in 1981, and it's went up to 33. Share bought single family homes. I don't know what that means. I think it's more of like a family. Yeah, brought through an agent. So in 81, 82%, 2021, 87%. Okay, so more people use real estate agents than they ever did before. And I know it doesn't seem that way sometimes, but share of married couples, 73% in 1981 compared to 60% today. Share of single females, 11% in 81 compared to 19% today. And that definitely you can see has gone up, right? More women are more successful these days. Use of internet to search, 0% in 1981 compared to 95% today. Used a newspaper to search, 22% in 81 compared to 7% today. I feel like 7% is a high number, believe it or not. I can't believe anybody's searching in the newspaper today for a home. Finance the home purchase, 93% in 81 compared to 87% today. And so we're definitely seeing a lot of cash buyers, right? We see more and more cash buyers in the market today. I know some agents have told me that someone told me recently in a multiple offer situation, 5 of the buyers were cash, 5. So they just immediately got rid of all the rest, right? Nobody else even had a chance at that point. So interesting, right? How many more people? Yes, we're all perplexed about that. I mean, I can see if someone sold their house. I know, and not
That's
everybody gets,
the-
I agree with you, yeah. Typical down payment was 20% back in 81 and 13% today. That I can definitely remember. I don't remember there being any options when we bought our first house in 88. It was like you had to have 20% down to buy the end. There was no other financing options. Age of a repeat buyer went from 36 to 56. Share of single males went from 10 to 9%, and share of unmarried couples went from 6% to 9%. I feel like that's a little low too, because I feel like a lot of people start out their lives together, right, and then get married after. One of the big things they want to do is have a home together. But so interesting information. Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
When
home
we
prices
bought
are
our house,
$23,000.
When we bought our
Yeah.
house, they wouldn't take my salary. They would only take, if I was a nurse, or a school teacher, they would take my salary. So my husband had a call plan, so.
Yeah,
you
that's
know, so we're really different.
yeah.
That's right, 'cause I didn't nail it, they would take myself. It was so great, it's like being alone.
So many things changed, right?
Mine was a guarantee. I was saying, oh,
I share with you in 1988, we bought our first condo, and the interest rates were 12%. And because I worked for a bank at the time, we got it for 8%, which we thought we hit the lottery for 8% mortgage interest rate, right? Number one. And number two, that was, I think we closed in like December of 1988. In January of 1989, the market crashed. The real estate market crashed. So again, right, it's just, we're going to constantly, it's very cyclical. We're going to constantly see these same things over and over again in our lifetime. It's just the way it is. So last week I pull up, GSMLS, I'm looking at the end of the day, and the first coming soon that was up there was 23 Baldwin Street in Bloomfield. That's the house I grew up in. So I'm sitting there going, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I can't wait. I'm gonna go to the open house. I want to go see it. It's like unbelievable. Like I lived there until I got married. And it's on the market. It hasn't even, it's coming soon till this week still. But it's on the market for $495. My parents bought it in the 60s for $17,000. So
That is actually just
yeah.
the buyer of the house, their original owners, their son came to build the house.
Ah,
And he was an older man, he's I would buy it, but I'm not a young strapping young man anymore, and so.
Like going in the cabinet and saying, like, I didn't buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Here, they showed us this small little slit in the panel down basically with these quarters down here, and it would, they were like piled at the bottom. And we take it out, it's like, you knew it was this crying, it was awesome.
it is. I can imagine that.
I had that happen to me a few years ago. Somebody showed up to my open house and they had grown up in town. No one had believed it. I found out that his brother murdered his mother.
Oh. Well, that's a shocking twist. That's, Silvana is writing that in her book. Silvana is writing it down feverishly right now.
I used to advertise that house on the Google page, on my Google page, and then I would hear that people would hijack the post, and then it would end up just being all about the murder.
Oh.
Stop advertising it.
Google is a powerful tool, people. Before you meet anybody or go to any house, just Google it and see what comes up. Especially if you're alone. Yeah, yeah. Crazy. That's the kind of stuff you can't push down in Google, right? You try really hard, but it doesn't happen. Someone revisits it. But yeah, it's just crazy, right? Different times of the year, different things, different cycles in real estate. But so housing snapshot, existing home sales in December of 2021, there were 6.18 million sales. So you know how we were saying like last week, we're down a deficit of like 250,000 homes in the United States are for sale right now.
Yeah.
So things were a little better then, but you know, and I wonder if we're going to start to see, because I know some people, you know, there's so many things going on in the world right now. It's definitely going to trigger things to change in the next few months. I mean, I have to believe that gas prices and war and all these different things are definitely going to change sellers' mindsets of what they want to do. Some people are getting scared now. Let me put it on the market right away. I don't know what's going to happen, right? We're hearing all these different things. So it's interesting to see how this all plays out in the next few months. So in January of 2022, 6.5 million sales. Month over month, it was 6.7% higher, and year over year, 2.3% higher. And inventory nationally is 1.6 months, as we know. 350 as a median sale price, I guess, is low for our area, right? We're very fortunate to be in the area that we're in. So again, sales price in December versus January, there were 6.18 million units sold, and in January, 6.5. It looks like the median sale price went down just a little bit. Housing starts, that's new homes, and then new home sales. So just year over year, month over month, just getting an idea of where we are and where we're going to be. So taking ground. Our mission for 2022 is to take ground and grow our market share. We've been talking about this for a while. Right? We want to be positioned to win. So you are what you repeatedly do. We know that. We say that all the time. Consistency is probably one of the best things you can do in real estate to grow a successful business. Consistency is also the hardest thing for someone to do in real estate because we get pulled in so many different directions at so many different times, right? So it's so hard to stay consistent because we are at the beck and call of our clients, right? And at appointments and things that we have to do. So there's things that are out of our control. And then we're, you know, we think we have a quiet day ahead and we're going to sit down and make calls or work on our marketing or work on our MyWaker. And then all of a sudden what happens? You get a call from your client and everything's falling apart. You have to drop everything. You have to problem solve. You have to talk people off a ledge. By the time you're done, you're exhausted. You're like, I'll just do everything tomorrow, right? So our business is not as easy as it sounds to be to say, just be consistent every day, guys. Make 10 calls a day or, you know, whatever it is that's going to build your business consistently. It's very difficult because we have so many distractions. Habits have a compound effect. A habit is regular practice or routine. It can be small and easy to do, which it should be, but done regularly is also the source of incredible power. So that's why I'm saying, like, and I've said this before, and we've talked about it before, and I know standing up here, it's hard to resonate when I talk to, just like if I'm sitting in a big room and someone's talking to me, I think, oh, they're talking to the person next to me. They're not talking to me. I already do what I'm supposed to do, right? So sometimes we don't listen and we don't take advantage of what we're hearing. But if we made 10 calls a day, you're not going to talk to 10 people. I'll tell you that right now. Because people don't answer the phone like they used to. But if you just got in the habit of making 10 calls a day, well, we'll go through who to make it to, but it would change your business drastically next year. And I also say a lot recently to a lot of you who sit with me or sit down and we just happen to chat, you know, when I'm sitting with a brand new agent and if they're a part-timer or a full-timer, I have two different things that I tell them. If they're a part-timer and they say, how much time do I need to put into this business? I said, honestly, if you dedicated 1 hour a day, 1 hour, when you got home from work or in the morning, I don't know your hours and your schedule, and just specifically focused on the business for an hour with no distractions, making phone calls, putting together emails, texts, whatever, however you're corresponding, getting out, you would do amazing in real estate. And they're like, 1 hour? Like, it doesn't make sense to them, right? Because there's different mindsets, right? There's a 9-to-5 mindset and there's an entrepreneurial mindset. It's very different. I said, that's all you'd have to do. I'm talking 5 days a week. And they said, I could do that. And if I'm talking to someone who's coming in full time, I say 3 hours a day. 3 hours a day of uninterrupted time. You do not answer your phone during that time. You do not answer the emails during that time. And you can break that 3 hours up. You can make it into 3 hour sessions and have a half-hour break in between to follow up with people, right? Because sometimes we get nervous or we get upset when we don't know what's going on in our lives if we're not paying attention to our phone or whatever. Or if we see it come in, I should say. Last week, we had the office meeting. We did the list off. And right afterwards, Tab said, can I talk to you about something? Or do you want to get yourself, do you want to get situated? Because I know you were, I said, Tab, I didn't even look at anything. I have no anxiety because I don't even know what's waiting out there for me. I had no anxiety. I said, let's do it now, because once I start looking at all that stuff, then that's when the anxiety is going to start rising. Then all of a sudden I'm going to be, trying to put out fires and doing all this stuff. So sometimes just taking ourselves away. And I can tell you a lot of times if somebody calls me and I'm on the phone or I'm in the middle of something, I call them back, they'll figure out the problem. They're not going to wait. They're going to figure it out. They'll call somebody else. They'll Google it. They'll do whatever it is, right? So I'm just trying to say 3 hours a day, guys, 5 days a week. You could break it up in half-hour sessions. You could break it up in hour sequences. You could do it in 3 hours in a whole. That would change your life. That would change your life in this business. I'm telling you 100%, I know it happened. But we just get distracted. We let everything else fall away from what's important to us, which is our income-producing activities that we need to do on a daily basis. So goals don't determine success. Systems determine success. And that's another thing that's really hard for us to get systems in place. I know we all struggle with systems, right? Again, the more proactive we are each day and doing whatever we need to do, the more systems are going to automatically form in our business, which is going to be huge. So how do we get more inventory and make more money, right? That's the goal this year. Everybody wants to get more inventory. Everybody wants listings. We all have I know I hear from you all the time, everybody has enough buyers to go around for the rest of their life probably, right? But we don't have the inventory there, we don't have the listings there. So how do we change that moving forward? So leverage every listing to generate 1 or 2 more listings. Coming soon listing and a pre-open house. So we're fortunate because we're in Garden State MLS. What do I mean by that? Is that the NAR clear cooperation policy that's in effect, meaning we cannot actively market a home unless it is on the MLS, right? Everybody knows the clear cooperation policy is not in effect in Garden State MLS only, okay? Other MLSs, you have to follow those policies, but not in Garden State. So what does that mean? We can do a coming soon, we can do an exclusive, and we can do an open house with that, and we can market it on Facebook, okay? Because they are not following that policy. So we have a big advantage over the rest of our state, basically, because of that. You cannot do that in NJMLS, okay? Do not even try that in our MLS. The police will come, you'll have to charge, you'll have a fine of $1,000 instantly. Yeah, it's crazy, but in Garden State we could, and I told you why. Because Garden State is publicly owned, it's not realtor owned. The realtor owned MLSs have to follow the NAR policies, and the publicly owned ones do not. So they chose not to, and so we're not. So you guys have an opportunity. You know, when you put on a listing these days, right? How many, first let me ask you a question. How many people here are paying Zillow for leads at this point? Beautiful. Not one person, that's awesome. So, they obviously. I know a few people. I know.
I went from 20-something thousand on the phone.
Yes, so Realtor.com is a lot. I know that their expense is growing too, and the reason why, because it's so hard to get these buyers, right? And then they have to pass them out. So they pay a lot of money to attract the buyers to their website. And so with that, you want to be attracting the buyers. And how do you do that, right? Buyers want to get in touch with the listing agent now more than ever, right? So the only way that you could do that is if you're putting your home on as a coming soon or an exclusive. Now, coming soon, the problem with coming soon is it's the same regulations and requirements as delayed showing, meaning nobody can see the home during that time, right? Your seller couldn't even show the house. Basically, that's how the rule goes. But as a coming soon, it is now automatically populated to Zillow and Trulia, right? So people see it from the get-go, right? Where it used to be for a little while, it was 24 hours before it hit the market. Now it's the minute you put it on, okay? So that's a way for you to get calls and start generating opportunities to show it when it becomes available. Or you do exclusive and you market it between your office. Now we have that great daily coming soon exclusive email that goes out to everybody, which I'm sure everybody appreciates having that. And you can market it on social media networks. So again, that depends on how good you are at social media. Are you putting it out there? Are you doing what you need to do? Okay, so So that's the coming soon listing pre-open house, meaning doing it before it hits the market, before it hits the MLS.
You can't do it while it's coming soon.
Not as a coming soon, correct. So I think the confusion, and the confusion is gonna be for the rest of the slide, is gonna be that when they talk about coming soon, they're talking about exclusive, right? Yes. So they mean, in their mind, it's not on the market yet, it's coming soon, but we're gonna talk about it as an exclusive. Yeah, so minimum 5 days.
Oh, NARC. We're
Huh?
talking about NARC.
No, Waker, when Waker put this together, they did it as a coming soon, but it's really an exclusive, because we would not be able to do an open house,
So
yeah.
why would they just hold an exclusive then if they're the one that they need? Because they did.
We don't have
Yeah, we have a lot of questions. I can't answer those questions. I cannot answer that. So minimum 5 days exposure prior to Saturday and Sunday open house, 10 to 14 days ideal. No showings until start of open house. So that is a coming soon, right? You're not gonna show it until the open house date, okay?
You're talking about the public.
Correct. Listing playbook, follow email to associates, social media, seller report. So everybody knows what the listing playbook is, right? Nobody better say no right now, unless you just walked in here. Like Alexandria. Alexandria's the only one who can raise her hand here, which is brand new. So that's a new feature that My Record has that allows you to send out your listing, and your listing is gonna go to any agent who has a client and hashtag with that certain price point. Am I saying everything right, Laura? Just feel free to chime in, or town, right? So we all have clients in there, we all have criteria in there. It's gonna go to any one of those.
Criteria in that database is correct, because you won't match the client unless it is.
Okay.
And overall, I've come across where it doesn't feel that.
So it markets to all the people in all of the buyers, company-wide, in the My Record system that agents have put in and set up criteria for, that matches the same criteria as that listing. So it automatically goes to other people's clients. And I believe when it goes to the other person's clients, it looks like it's coming from them, even though you sent it out, right? So that nobody, because I don't want anyone to hear now say, oh, so someone else is marketing to my clients, right? No, it's gonna look like it's coming from you, because the whole point is for us to get that word out to as many buyers as possible within our company. Is that understood?
Actually setting up the search and stuff, like the words in that system, which
Is that a hard thing to do? Is the listing playbook a hard thing to do?
It's extremely, yeah, it's 3 clicks, really. It's that
It's
easy.
important for everybody, when you put your contact in the database, to fill in as much as you can. So it's the name, first name, last name, phone number, email address. When you click into the alerts, you should put in the area, the price point for single family, whatever. And then, if you're not filling in that information, your clients are not gonna get anything from the playbook. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and then I think that for this, on the client thing, when you're in property details, does that, if I put property
yeah,
details,
you have
only
to
information.
specify property details for that to trigger.
Excuse me?
You have to specify property details for that specific trigger.
Playbook, right?
Right.
See, I don't think we know that.
No,
Because
That's
it's
why
not
I'm saying
just,
it won't trigger it unless, those.
I do it like
details
that.
are-
So I'm
Do you have
saying,
training on that listing?
like, you need to do that. Like, I don't think they know that.
No, yeah, and again, that's part of my record training, but again, it's progression, so the first step is getting those contacts in.
Right. I understand. So eventually you're gonna do that?
She's been doing it for a while.
I understand that.
So
Yeah.
Laura, we know that I
Listen, but-
unsubscribe everybody, seems like what that is, so they would never, you know how I unsubscribe?
Yeah.
So they would never get an alert from
Correct.
my playbook.
So just so you know, Tabitha is, I mean, she's still, that system is so robust, as we all know, and you need to take small bite-sized pieces, which is what Laura's trying to do by doing the Monday every other week session in small bite-sized pieces, okay, 'cause that's what everybody needs. Now, everybody has the opportunity, and I say this every single time I sit with people, to make this appointment with Laura once a week or every 2 weeks and go at your own pace to continue to learn and grow in that system. That's what everybody should be doing, okay, because that system will change your life, right, Tabitha?
It has for me, I'm sick of it. I put.
But she's invested so much time into it, and she's
I'm
invested.
frustrated that I put so much time into it that I can't even prospect. But what I'm doing is working because I'm getting the response that I want from the people in KB4. I want it to work so well for me that I don't even have to touch KB4 anymore. That's where I'm taking this, so that once I enter everybody in, my buyer's campaign is done and my seller's campaign is done. I won't have to work on anything else but phone call and follow up email.
Yep.
I'm trying, I'm trying.
She's putting a system together.
Yeah.
She's putting a system together for her business, so it's all systemized, and then every day she can just go in there, make the calls it tells her, move on with her day and do whatever it needs to do. And meanwhile, it's still following up with her clients, so she's still getting responses back from people when she hasn't even done anything, because it's automatically doing that. So she's invested a lot of time into that, and I really highly suggest everybody invest a lot of time into it. It's what you guys have been looking for. You guys have been asking for this, whether you know it or not. Maybe you didn't say these exact words, but everybody says, we need a system. We need to be organized. We need something to follow up on our behalf. We don't have time. Everybody has great intentions, but time goes really, really quickly, as we know. So have the system that works for you.
If anybody, I'm not the expert, but I'm trying to be the expert. But if anybody needs help with systems, I would be happy to help because I think I've got it like, it looks good, but it's doing.
I open it up.
You understand?
and
No,
look at the
systems
policy.
is, Jerry, systems is not just KB4, it's your 9 to 5 business. Like, what do you do on Monday, 8 to 10, 11 to 1, Tuesday, 8 to 10, 11 to 1, systems.
Yep, that's how you have a business, right? As a E CEO.
Laundry is done on the weekend or weekend, I wear the same shit on the way.
We always go off track somehow. And it happens quickly.
And then I'll say.
So I
one
can't
last
control
thing.
it.
I'll say this one last thing, for anybody that doesn't have, like, if you're single, or you have a partner or a spouse, and they're not like motivating or whatever, the craziest thing is, give yourself your own challenge. Like, I've challenged myself for 30 days to turn this around. And that's what I'm trying to do. Since March 1st, only day I've been coming to this office was freaking yesterday. But yet, as of today, this is the 12th day in a row that I'm exhausted. For almost 14 days, I think now, without like not even taking a break. You want to see a house Saturday, you want to see a house Sunday. Damn, I got to go to the office Monday. Damn, we got the Wednesday office meeting. I got to do that. I wasn't gonna like this, so this is my challenge. You challenge yourself and see what you can do. If you're trying to lose weight, challenge yourself in your business. If you're trying to do this, it's the same thing. Challenge yourself. It might work for you.
And by saying it out loud, now she
Yeah,
feels
now
more
I feel-
accountable, because now she knows people know what her goal is and what her challenge is, which is
Yeah,
huge.
but
Exactly.
I don't know how anybody does this. It's just overwhelming, and you got to do everything. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, and she's right,
I
right.
want to say something.
Sure.
I posted something on Facebook yesterday, I don't know if anybody saw it, but back in the 80s, we had these maps.
Oh, yes,
Before
yes.
cell phones, before the internet,
The old map.
actually, we were on our own. We got a map from our office, each town was on its own page, they were pretty easy to read, but, that's how we got to our appointments, we had to find it on the map. We made our appointments, like, with a payphone, I was always looking for a payphone, there was no internet, we had to find out But the tax record said that property, there was microfiche in the office with this computer that didn't have internet, but you could look up the microfiche. It's like you guys have no idea how easy you have it.
Yeah.
There are
How
other challenges,
How
but just. Well,
Yeah.
20 something,
Huh?
how many years?
How many years left?
Have you been in the business?
Well, I originally started in Gates, and then I had a career change, and now I'm back for 11.
But even when I was in the Randolph office, when I started out in 2006, I want to say until I almost left, I can't remember, we had a Rolodex. So when you sat at the front desk and someone called in for somebody, you took your Rolodex, you went through the alphabet, you found their number, you read it out. That's what you did. We didn't like search them on a computer. There was no way to do that. Just 15 years ago, things have changed drastically. So it's a good point. It is a lot easier now, but then there's a lot more, yes, there's other challenges and a lot more distractions. And now we have Zillow, we have a lot of other places that take our business from us, you know, and so we do have a lot of challenges. I'm not saying we don't, but the process of our business has become a lot easier for sure.
I was thinking about it earlier, Missy, and when I got into real estate, I didn't realize it was gonna have to be an interior designer, a carpenter, a contractor, a salesperson, a psychologist, a socializer, a neighborhood expert, a plumber, electrician, engineer, house cleaner, negotiator.
We
and
wear many
overall
hats.
secretary.
We wear many hats, yes, every single day. It's the truth. But the biggest thing we are and what keeps us going is being a problem solver. We have to solve problems every single day, which is huge. So, okay, so listing playbook, we got that out of the way. Open house sign writer, mail, you just listed open house invitation cards, coming soon. And you do have that opportunity if you've met with the person ahead of time and you're prepared, right? You know, you can't do it if you just, you know, you meet with someone today and they want to get their house on by next week, you're not gonna have enough time to get cards and all that. But if you're working with them for a few weeks, you have time to get all these things together. Coming soon, posted on regional page, associate, social media, and business pages, neighborhood email blast invitations, neighbors only open house. You can use poll and my Waker and Remind. Social media live video in front of the home, inviting friends to the open house. 8 open house signs and balloons, open house flyer with the QR code to associate webpage. And we do a brochure, and open house Saturday and Sunday, 12 to 4, and neighbors invited for the first hour, right? We used to do that a while ago. The new listing strategy at the open house, register all guests on your open house app, for the We Do It and the We Do It All page, right? And that means all guests will automatically be added to your My Waker. So you don't have to go back the next day and then put everything in from your papers into your system. Enroll all guests in a property search alert, same area and price as the open house. Follow up with all buyers by phone calls, and text your property website link, your website. Collect offers starting Monday at the earliest, ideally Wednesday. This allows more time to generate more buyers and listing leads. Also ensures that seller sees and receives the best possible offers, and ensures buyers all have a fair chance to see the property and get offers submitted. So negotiate offers from the max for sellers, forget the highs, the best mindset. So that's something we talk about a lot, right? And then slow down the inventory so that you can increase your sold listings. Add under contract sign writer, notify the neighbors. Later has never been a better time to sell, you get top dollar. So I have to say something about that. I'm just going to mention something because 2 people told me recently that they did not put it under contract sign writer on their listing, and they started getting calls from the neighbors because the neighbors are like, "Did the house sell?" Like they were so perplexed that in this market they didn't see under contract sign book right away, but that generated neighbors to call and find out what's going on. So I don't know. That might be a strategy.
I really like not putting this on.
Yeah.
Because then I get leads all the time.
Yeah.
People trying to-
Oh, you mean not on the
Yes.
I really like it, I like it.
So that's it.
Yeah, right?
2 people mentioned that in the last 2 weeks that they got a lot of calls.
Because you don't have to.
But with the people, with neighbors and just people in the community seeing a house get on, like the signpost get put in, and 2 days later, under contract sign going up, right? Because for some reason, we're speeding up this process, or not we, but our industry is speeding up this process, right? We all agree with that. Like a house comes on and already says, high's the best by tomorrow at 5 o'clock, you're like, what? Like, it doesn't even make, and there's no availability for you to show your client either, because everything's already booked up, right? So I think like that might be another strategy.
It just encourages guys to not have that.
Yeah,
It really does.
I agree with that. Catherine. So just encourages dialogue, not to put the, under contract sign on right away. The only time you have to put the under contract sign on right away is if the listing is under my name.
Right, if I sold it myself.
He's gonna get, then I'm getting 5 million calls, I'm like, it's under contract.
I have a question on that.
Yeah.
No, I don't get contracts on it, basically. I thought that you were supposed to get contracts. I thought it was like a mandate. although I
It's
never-
mandate for you to put to market in the MLS under contract, when it goes under contract, but not to put it, there's no mandate for you to put a sign, yeah, nothing at all.
You better have not, because people.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So, inventory is down 40% from pre-COVID levels as price growth intensifies, right? That was in December 21st market report. We are in a major shortage of listing inventory in all of our local markets. Most areas have less than 1 month absorption rate. Many towns have 0 or single digits in numbers of active listings. And there's 50 to 80% fewer listings. It's crazy. We need to deal with this critical phenomenon. So we need to do what we need to do. So strong prospecting plan. Prospecting is huge. Back basics 101 is what every agent needs to do again. Okay, because the lead flow, we were talking about Realtor.com and Zillow before. If you knew the lead flow a few years ago compared to what it is now, it's almost zero. Thank you.
I
Catherine.
mean, I have to tell you, when I started in 2005, I bought into Zillow right away, and my business was built on Zillow. It was amazing. I was like doing really well. Now I quit Zillow and I go to Realtor.com. Realtor.com, I think, is boring as hell. And because I'm used to the Zillow model. And I
How long
think
did that last for?
What?
How long did that last for?
The Zillow?
Yes.
2005.
2005, and then it started going downhill probably in 2012. But every year, the price.
Yeah.
The price.
The
kept
price went up
increasing, but it
and
was
the leads
wicked
went down.
Because the return on investment was great, and then all of a sudden, Zillow changed their business model. They started dealing with what they were going to do, which is steal business from us. And once that plan took effect, or started going into effect, Zillow's wasn't as effective. They're giving all of their business now to their buyers, their own buyers, and giving a few leads to people. Realtor.com is boring. You don't even get a call, you get an email. Then you have to reach out. Zillow at least gave you a warm lead, you're on the phone with somebody. So I just find Realtor.com to be.
Realtor.com, you have to reach out with seconds or so.
What?
With Realtor.com, you have to reach out to them, and like as soon as they call her. it's like-
I know, exactly, right, but it's not even really a warm lead. It's like, who are you? Kind of, it's kind of bizarre. And Zillow, it's like, they think I'm Alex.
And they also think you're the listing agent.
Well, I think that's the general idea of any person, and the public, because there's so many gray areas in our business, right, that we know, but they don't know. When they're clicking on that, they just automatically think they're getting.
But you also get some idiot agents calling.
Oh, I know.
And I'm like, why are you calling?
Yeah.
Realtor.com?
Yeah.
And vendors,
Yeah.
and vendors. I get a lot of calls.
And guys, we have Up City. And I know when we first got Up City, those leads were not the best quality leads, because you have to convert leads in order to get the better leads. Right? No lead generation system is going to say, here's the best leads possible, people, right? They want to, you have to prove and show them that you can convert leads, and then you get better leads. Now we get better leads, but because again of the environment, there's so few of them. Like, they've gone down drastically, and Up City has been taken over by Realtor.com as well. So Realtor.com, yeah. They acquired, Up City was acquired by Realtor.com about 2 years ago. Yep, so it's their lead. So Up City, just to give you a little background, Up City was originally hired by Realtor.com as an ISA, right? which is, an ISA is someone who makes phone calls all day long and tries to nurture and get leads back.
Peter Lee.
Yes, that would be a good one. So so they hired this company from Top City just to make the calls on all their inactive leads that they had just sitting around doing nothing, okay? So the Top City did such a phenomenal job with getting those leads back up and running and getting them to agents that they then acquired the company and then became part of Top City, just so you know. Yeah, so that's what they do. They are a lead follow-up company. That's what they were, a lead follow-up company trying to get leads back engaged and seeing ones and then passing them on to
So
agents.
is our area still like Newark and Patterson?
No, that's what I'm saying.
So it's all different.
Yeah, it's wherever you are, yeah. The area has
Top City
gotten,
leads.
Top City leads have gotten 100%
That's
in our area and higher price points, yep.
How you get a lead on KB4?
They'd have to go through your website. So a KV4 lead would be, you have to generate your website. So that's why when you boost your page on Facebook or do different things like that, it drives people to your website, and then anybody who then signs into your website, that becomes your lead.
I got one.
Yeah, so I don't know what you did, but you want to figure that out right away. So you need a strong prospecting plan. If you don't take action now, 2022 will be a challenge. Not a passive market at all. It's not a market to sit around and wait for your phone to ring, guys. It's not going to happen in this market. You need to be very forward and take action now. Hit the phones today. So what do we need to do? Who do you call, right? That's always the question. Who do I call? How do I get their phone numbers? Same question every time. So this is just some stats. And obviously we're going to focus on the Northeast. So sold homes using agent or broker, 92%. Seller used agent broker only, 90%. Seller first tried to sell it themselves, but then used an agent, 1%. So in our area, we have very few for sale by owners, very few. Most people are, go to an agent to sell the home. Received quote from a buyer, but sold to real estate agent broker, 1%. For sale by owners, 8%. Seller sold home without using real estate agent or broker, 8%. I think that would be the same as well. First listed with an agent, but then sold themselves, 0. Sold home to a home buying company, 0. Sold through an iBuyer program, 0. And then others, 1%. So again, methods used to sell a home by region, and then methods used to sell a home by seller urgency. So sold home using an agent or broker, again, same questions, you can see the answers here. So just interesting, because I think our mindset is that most sellers would like to sell it on their own, right? And in our area, that's not the case. I thought this was interesting. Number of agents contacted before selecting one to assist with the sale of home, 82% only contact one agent. That's huge. 10% contact 2, 5% contact 3, and then once you get past 3, it's very minimal, right? So 82% of people only contact one agent before they see their home. So our listing strategy, step 1, who do you call? Your sphere of influence. Always keep in touch with people. Those are your easy calls. Those should be your first 2 or 3 calls each time you make phone calls, because those are the friendly calls, right? And then they get you warmed up to make more calls. Pure gold, your farm, everyone you know. Step 2 of who you call. Everyone you have met, open house guests, internet leads, wartime leads. Does anybody want to write down their opportunity time leads so that they can follow up?
I'm sorry, you guys.
They go automatically into the core, right?
It's not opportunity time,
No.
not floor time. Oh, you mean you put them up automatic? I'm sorry, Deb. Yes, you put them in, yes.
At 9 o'clock, 9:30.
So
I got a
basically,
listing of a lady come from Warren, wanted to sell. Yeah, straight, dead serious. That, and then 20 minutes later, a buyer called. So Anthony was like, Dad, you can go home now. I was like,
Yeah.
right? I couldn't believe it. I'm serious.
Marissa's 2 previous listings that went in a weekend were from an opportunity call. When did you get the call? Early January?
You want us for what, for which one?
The ones in, Union County,
Oh, I got that. I got that back in November.
in November.
Yeah,
So-
and then, and then he also wanted to listen.
Yeah, so should have got 2 listings from that one call in November. In this year, 2 listings, guys. That's like getting gold, right? That's like winning the lottery. It's crazy. So anyway, so call everybody in your database, everybody in your database. So motivating sellers to list now. So median home prices from 2000 to 2021, right? You can see 2005, 2006, when it, we had that up in the market, but look up where we are today. Our company average sale price, January 2002 to January 2022. So our average sale price as a company is 460,000. 1 year change is up 11, almost 12%. And the 5 year change is up over 36%. That's crazy, 36%. So convince the seller you're at the peak of the market, take advantage now. Who remembers this? In 2013, right? We all had this little card we carried around to show our sellers. Do you remember it? Who had that 2000? I'm sure we all have it somewhere in our desk drawer right now. And that, and on that card in 2013, it had 2022 as when we were going to be at the top of the market again. It literally did. If you can find it from back then, wasn't reinvented just to make it look good like we knew what we were doing. This is exactly what that card looked like in 2013. This is how spot on Joe Boyford is, number 1, forecasting, and this is how it's been a trend, a 17-year cycle. Every 17 years, you're going to see a down market and an up market.
So now,
So now it's going to start coming down. Because what happens is the prices appreciate higher than our people's income. And when that happens, something has to change, right? So that's where it starts changing. So I'm not saying tomorrow.
This up and down, this up and down doesn't indicate exact pricing either.
No, exactly. No.
It's like up and down as it goes up and up.
Yes, the pricing, right.
It's like a change in our country or the world, like 86 was around Black Monday, or market crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2005 was around like the mortgage meltdown.
Yep.
2022, pandemic, maybe
Mhm.
World War.
Yeah, all that stuff. Interesting, isn't
I
it?
saw a short house in 2005, when the market was
High,
up.
yeah.
And then it slowly went down, and then it started getting back, and I sold it in 21, and it's just getting back to what it was in 2001.
Yeah, I agree. 2021, if you got a listing appointment in 2021, and you looked at what did the person pay for it, it was finally back up from the 2005, 2006. It was finally there, like, oh gosh, we're finally here. And at that time, even last year, Carol, we were telling everybody, sell, 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 because we don't know what's gonna happen. And then it kept appreciating, but we never knew it appreciated the way it did, never. Yeah, absolutely. Nobody knew, right? So this is this is something great to share with your sellers. And your buyers. Yeah, sellers, yeah, not your buyers, not your buyers. You always have to be careful what resources you share. So our market absorption rate is 1 month in most areas. Buyer demand remains strong, fueled by historical interest rates, restart declines, increasing urgency, strong employment, investors, desire for more space, flexibility to move further from work, the pandemic, and a millennial population surge. So listings will continue to sell with multiple offers in one day if you let them, but don't let them. Buyers will gravitate to realtors with inventory. Longer on the market equals more buyers and sellers will consider selling if they see the inventory on the market longer, right? Most sellers right now are not selling. Why? Because where are they going to go? Everybody says, where am I going? If I sell for 100,000 more, I'm buying for 100,000 more. If I can even get into a house because there's so many buyers, right? So that's why everybody's at a standstill right now. So this is a sales percentage as a percent of listing price, right? So never before were we at 100% sale price to list price. And actually, we're higher than that in most of our towns, right? I showed you last week, I did not do the absorption report today. I'm sorry. I will do it before I send out the meeting slides. I couldn't get that together last night. I got home really late. But this is just a great chart to share again. I think some towns were 107% sell price the list price. I mean, it's just incredible around us. We're very fortunate. Step 3 of Clean call into the neighborhoods, let them know about activity. Inventory shortage is in their favor. We have solutions. Sell now, move later, which is a lot what Eric was talking about last week. So how do you sell now and move later? Well, a lot of buyers are willing to do a use and occupancy now, right? That's been more popular than ever. So letting that know ahead of time that that's something that your seller can do. Continue to mail into the neighborhoods, new postcards at the White River Design Center. They really did a beautiful job with their new marketing. I have to say, I really love the way it looks. So Anthony is not here today, but Robin stopped by from insurance. You know, she's taking over for Naomi while Naomi had her baby. She just wanted to remind you that she's there for you if you need anything. Right, Robin? Anything else you want to add?
But if anybody needs anything, let me know. The biggest thing you have to do, like, it's amazing. You need flood termination. You need to know what the insurance on the house.
Hey, Missy, you can't hear her.
I try and make myself very available.
Robin, can you come stand over here?
For sure.
So I try to
And
make
can she,
myself.
It's
Can
Dennis.
she
It's
leave-
Dennis. Dennis keeps cheating on her.
That's okay.
can she leave her business cards there?
The business
Yes,
cards are
yes.
here, and then we can also send out an email, so you do have my contact information, or just let me know what you need. So, the other thing is, and I always like reminding you, is Wygert does offer a gift card to any of you who would like us to rate your insurance. How many people here have insurance with Wygert?
You better change the.
No, I don't.
Problem.
Only for Dennis. Only for Dennis. I'm telling
And
you.
how many people have actually let us quote it for you? Because it is possible, yeah. So, yeah. Right. So the whole thing is what it is it's a really good way for us to review what you have. Worst case scenario, you find that you have the best option with the best coverage. Or we make some suggestions for your coverage. Takes 5 minutes, and on top of that, you get a gift card. And on top of that, you can get a gift card every year. If we don't write your insurance this year, put it on your calendar, we'll review it next year. They're not taking this away, which is amazing. So, and for any of you who did it before, I apologize, but what you did get is a wonderful policy. And on top of that, we will review it on an annual basis to make sure that you have the best.
Sure, you switch it from one company to another.
So, yeah, we always do that. So, I did bring some cards. Does anybody want a card to fill out or a card to take? Perfect. Yes, so if you do it.
Yeah, this is the new, this is from my personal house.
It has improved a lot since Bobby
It has.
was in here. It has improved a lot since Bobby.
So I thought you meant it.
So Bobby was very busy. Bobby was very busy. If you ever listen to him talk, he's right next to me. I love him. He knows his stuff, but he was very spread out.
Mhm.
Naomi was totally dedicated to this office. The only way I got this office to babysit it is if I promised to make it a priority over my other offices. So even this morning, Eric said, "Ooh, I wish I could come." So I have a meeting. Make sure you take good care of that office. So-
Yeah, yeah.
April or
Yeah. Gabby is one of our processors.
I don't know. You guys working with her.
Yeah, they're the ones who call you when there's a problem with your policy.
Yeah.
Or not a problem, or when you're renewing or something, or they want to change something, that's. who
So,
you get
and the
called.
other thing Wygert offers is not only do we have the dedicated sales team, once you do have your insurance with us, you have a dedicated account manager. We are not a call center. You have one person who's assigned to you, who when you say, I want to change a car, I have a question. Do we offer this endorsement? You speak to one person, which is amazing.
Mhm.
I got you on the
Everybody
dedicated.
take a.
I got you on the
Everybody-
dedicated. So anybody else need?
Oh, those cards,
Yeah.
gotcha.
No, it's nice too, because White shops around.
We have 25 different carriers. They're all A-rated for claims, customer service, financial.
So I told people we have 300 carriers, so I guess I should change that. I don't know where it came from or why I say that, but I say we have over 300 carriers. I say like Travelers, I got Life, and I use all the top names that people would know, but 25, okay.
And the other thing is they're all A-rated for claims, customer service, financial stability. In our blockade of carriers, we only have one carrier that is a B+ carrier. And the reason why is we need them for the services they provide in that area. Otherwise, we don't have anything but A-rated carriers. So, anybody needs anything, let me know. I'm always very available, even without threatening.
Meaning that we are a top priority office. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for coming by. So Anthony will go over all of this. Oh, what did I do there? Okay, so the question of the week. What type of mortgages are eligible for the Redo It All Guaranteed Program? A, FHA, B, conforming conventional, C, VA, and D, A and B.
D, final answer.
While you guys are saying that, I'm gonna look it up. So I forgot Anthony wasn't here and I don't have that information on me. Does anybody wanna?
D, final answer.
I'm surprised.
While you're around.
That's the answer.
Give me 1 second. What's your answer, Lanny? What's your answer? Okay, well, we might not
D,
know the
final
answer.
answer.
We'll say D. I
What's
don't
the
know,
answer?
Lonnie. Rob
What's the
Camp always
answer?
puts it in when he sends me the slide, and it's not in this week. It doesn't say it in there. So I'm sure Anthony would have known that.
We don't do VA loans, so it's D.
It's D. It's D, final answer.
Oh, Dennis says D, final answer.
We do VA loans
D,
too,
everybody
though.
says D. So guys, we're almost finished. The listing presentation we have, listing presentation, hello. New listings coming soon. This is important to know. 28 Misty Mountain Road in Randolph for $699. And 19 Sunrise Drive, which is not in Randolph. Isn't that in Morris Plains? Morris Plains. Guys, these are coming soon listings. You may have, you all have 1 million buyers. Make sure you know what's coming on the market. So the one at 18 Sunrise is in Morris Plains, not Randolph, okay? So it's Misty Mountain Road in Randolph and Sunrise in Morris Plains. And these are 2 new listings Mara has coming on. No. And Gloria has 246 West Mount Pleasant Avenue in Livingston coming on for $889, and 41 Cedar Street in East Hanover for $675. And then Vin, do you want to talk about your new listing in Sparta?
$499.
Oh, it's supposed to be $499? Oh. I think I was reading it off to Laura does this, and she didn't have your information, so I'll change it before it goes out to the, it's $499.
And you said it was supposed to be. Okay.
Anyone else have anything new coming on, coming soon? Barbara and Betsy. Morris Township, 599. Is it walking distance to town or no?
No,
Okay.
it's on, it's actually, right by the summit, is right on the summit, the summit section. Did you say the address? It's 3 bedrooms. Yeah.
It's a small bedroom. It's a small bedroom, one bathroom, on the lake in Clay City, Summit, something. It's. It's good, it'll be great for like, person home buyer, for a second home, summer home, it's, free, it's, free feet, and I've got a trip for one week.
Nice.
What is it?
Anybody else have anything new?
It's really cute on the YouTube show, like,
Sure.
Is it well in septic problem? No, but it's city.
So, no other new listings or anything coming up? So before we end real quickly, Alexandria, please raise your hand. She wasn't here last week. Oh my God, you guys know each other too? And I was gonna say, and Betsy, because Betsy wasn't here last week. Betsy came over with Barbara. And she was away, so she didn't make it the first time. And Alexandria, I shared a beautiful picture of her last week. I did show her what I didn't share. So I think that was my prom picture. I was going to a wedding. I Google everything and then I find images and I find the best one. Like, so anyway, welcome Alexandria to our office and welcome Betsy to our office, who will be partnering with Barbara. So we have like 2 powerful women teams now in our office who are like everything 50-50, which I love. So welcome and thank you guys for attending. Yeah. Oh, I always forget that.
50-50.
Dollar and a dream, people, dollar and a dream. Dante. Hey. You were not either Dante or Dale Rose, I'm not sure. Come up here.
If everybody could remember to bring that in the meeting, bring a card and $1.
That's it. You doubled your money, you doubled your money. All right, thank you, guys.
Jerry.
Oh my God, my back is killing me. Guys, you have too much work.
We just got another.
So you just have that one still?
Yeah, just got one, but the one we got today was for 592. And then it's for 592. So.
It's so pretty. It doesn't matter. I mean, you just need one, but that's strange.
I know, right?
And what was the other one at? I can't remember. 5, 8. Oh.
They didn't waive any, they didn't waive like appraisal, this one like up to like the purchase price, like down.
Right.
Much.
Oh, good.
So we'll probably go with that one.
Oh, good.
So.
Amazing.
I know.
But yeah, so
Oh, my God.
Okay, wash your hands. Oh, my God. Last night. Is the first person who you wanted to do anyway? Oh, okay. That's crazy.
At least it worked out for them. They're lucky. In another market, there would be no one sitting there 3 weeks later, waiting for them. No.
I'm on the line, I like stuff down first. So that way, you go that way, or this
So my anniversary is coming up. I'm gonna do it for 2090 again.
Mhm.
But the first sale that I had, I was prepared for Realty Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
So how does it work?
So the way it works is if the check is $10,000 and 25%, let's just say,
25%.
okay. 2,500 automatically taken off the top. It goes
Before
to
this.
this. Always. Oh, any
Oh, okay.
referrals
So
are always
then
that. So
Whatever's
then
left over.
7,500 is your gross commission that goes towards your acceleration
Okay,
before you split.
Yeah.
Before you split, it's always the gross, but
yeah,
if there's a referral, that comes off first.
okay, so she doesn't have to like. get
Oh,
screwed
no,
over
oh,
by
God, no, 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 no,
20%.
no, she gets it based on whatever her and her broker. Yeah.
That's literally what's
Yeah,
happening.
yeah, that's, all right. Now it's snowing. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be bad. but-
Yeah.
Are you free now? Or-
I think they might be. I don't know. I don't even know.
Just my glasses.
And then just put it in.
Okay. Yep, I am.
Yeah?
Mhm. Let me
Okay.
just put this stuff
Yeah, I'll
away.
I'll give you a minute.
And then, this, and this.
Right. Yeah, I always select no. Wonderful. Yeah. And that's good to know because, yes, I had another MTS ask me too, and I was like, you know what? And I tried to do that the first time we wasn't doing it, and I just checked and it's still. Uh-huh.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I have. Oh, my back. Oh, my back.
Yeah. For everyone? No. Right. Right. Okay. Good to know. Yeah. Yeah, some people are just a little resistant to the whole, you know.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
For me?
Mhm.
All right. How's your mom?
She's doing better, thank you. She has pneumonia, she has a UTI, she's severely dehydrated. Just like a mess. And when we're there, she's okay, but when we leave, we can only have one person at a time
Yeah.
too. When we leave, oh, I never ended this.